I've been working here on water quality monitoring and assessment. And what I do basically here, I do several types of analysis. I also do quality control checks on some equipment, just to make sure that this equipment meets some kind of specifications and standards. I analyze water samples, basically drinking water and recreational waters. So it's really important for us to do that because it impacts the health of the citizens of Illinois positively. As you know, we analyze these samples for various types of environmental toxins. And these kind of toxins, if we don't try to monitor and detect them, they are very deadly and very toxic. I've always been interested in public health because I feel with public health we can have a lot of impact on a larger number of people. So when I got to know about the opportunities that this can offer me, I really felt it's going to be important. And basically because of my future goals, I want to go into research, I want to go into publications, and I want to do research that has to do with food and water safety. So I feel this is a kind of good opportunity, and I feel really lucky and fortunate to be here.
We're basically a research project that collects data from women who recently gave birth, and we ask them questions about their experiences before, during, and after their pregnancy. So I basically reach out to these women who have been randomly chosen, and I ask them if they'd be willing to participate in our research project. We collect it in order to implement programs and policies that would better the lives of moms and babies here in Illinois. I act as a Spanish interviewer, and there's a possibility that they may speak Spanish or not, but if they do, they have the option to do the survey in Spanish. We wouldn't be able to get that information if we didn't have a Spanish interviewer, and sometimes the moms don't do the survey when we send them the surveys through the mail. So by reaching out to them allows us to gather more data to help that population and other populations overall.
Right now I work in the office of the statewide 911 administrator, and that's a big job within itself. So I help with assisting the administrator with all things 911, whether it's consolidations, whether it's preparing other 911 authorities, and the biggest thing is helping them be next generation. Working in 911, it helps prepare 911 for people's worst day. So whenever people have, they need anything, we need to make sure that 911 is capable of handling everything. Now that we move into an age of, cell phones, most people have a cell phone versus a landline. So 911 has to be capable of being able to handle that efficiently. We're moving into an era where you can text 911, you can send video to 911. So that way they're prepared for whatever may happen and they can answer the call no matter what. With having military experience as well and wanting to have a career in government, this helps foster that. This helps me test the waters, especially with state government, and I can see all the moving parts, and it's very rewarding to see when a decision that I make or something that I work on and it goes up the chain and it comes back down, and then I go to different places throughout the state, I can see how those decisions affect other people. So you're not just another figure in the background. You're in the forefront, you're helping make decisions as well. You're working beside, the statewide 911 administrator, and it's just rewarding to see how the decisions you make affect so many people in ways that they never realized.
I think it's a wonderful experience. I think, being a bridge between constituents and the senator it's a really fulfilling experience to have. And, from the basic writing press releases to helping out with op-eds, being specific on important issues that happen in Illinois. I think it's a really, it's a very unique experience to have.
I was an accounting major in college, and then my first job right out of that was working in politics. So there was really a kind of a steep learning curve at first when I was starting on, because there's just things you can't really learn about the legislature until you work in it. I kind of got this new political perspective on kind of Springfield, and then carrying that into the state agency, you kind of just get to see all the kind of inner workings of state government and everything.
And coming into the Capitol was quite the experience. You see sometimes the craziness of how bills get passed. The whole process from bills going into committee, to pushing that legislation, to showcasing it to your constituents, all of that, you kind of learn so many different angles of how a bill gets passed.
The ultimate focus is serving the public, so kind of going in with an approach like that, it can be a lot of fun.
I agree. I think like the smallest services that you do mean a lot to people, and for us it's just the small details, but for other people, for constituents, it's just so helpful.
I take endangered and threatened species information and information that comes from biologists, from citizen science, anywhere the information is coming from, and I put it into the National Natural Heritage Database system. And that system helps track endangered and threatened species, so we can kind of get an idea of where they're at, their behaviors, and it helps us better conserve them. The GPSI internship has actually helped me narrow down my passion and has also helped me feel more comfortable in reaching out for those specific career goals as a communication specialist. So the project I've been working on in my internship is to kind of empower citizens to become citizen scientists. And so they're able to collect information about the natural fauna and flora of Illinois in their own backyard and collect that information and send it to us. And I think that really empowers citizens to feel like they have a place, and I believe that they're more likely to protect species within their own backyard when they feel empowered to do so.